Salvador Sanchez, Frankenstein Oral Commentary, Chapter 5, page 38, from It Was a Dreary Night of November to Crawling into the Folds of the Funnel, page 39. In this section of Frankenstein, written by Mary Shelley, we can see Dr. Frankenstein, who has been working long hours, non-sleep, to finish his great creation, until he finally achieves it. The fragment takes place presumably on a cold night since it's November, when winter in Europe starts. Moreover, we see that there's very little presence of light, since it says there's only a dim candle. We can see this creates a very spooky environment. By the glimmer of the half-extinguished light, I saw the dull yellow eye of the creature open, says the author. In this way, we can see how the dim light suddenly becomes a big flash of light as the monster opens his eyes, his dull yellow eyes. This enlightens the environment and the scene, just because the fact that the creature came alive and Victor Frankenstein could finish his experiment. There's also a peak of expectation in the environment. It grows and grows until the outcome of Frankenstein's experiment is finished, but then it suddenly drops dramatically. Just after the majestic creature comes to life, Frankenstein finds out how horrid his invention has been, and changes from enlightened to terrifying and dark. Light only lasted for a few seconds. In this section we have two characters. Dr. Frankenstein, who's a young scientist. He has been working for 2 years now, which shows us he's very ambitious and hard worker as well. His ambition can be seen by I had desired with another that exceeded moderation. This also shows us that that his ambition lacks him of responsibilities, because he got blinded by the way in which he got so excited about his experiment and couldn't see what thing he was doing wrong. Afterwards, he finds out the creature is a monster. He doesn't like it and is not brave to stand against it and take care of it, so he runs to take shelter. We can see that here that Frankenstein is not brave and doesn't take responsibility for his acts. But then we also can see that running away from the creature from which he was scared, it brought him nightmares, which this is a signal that he is feeling guilty about what he just done. The other character is the creature. We know very little about him, mostly physical features, and to describe it, the author uses a lot of adjectives such as horrid, which give us the idea of the creature not being a simple creature but a monster, a terrifying being. The action taking place in this fragment of the book is basically Frankenstein finishing his invention, and afterwards becoming scared and leaving the scene, as he doesn't want to take responsibility for what he has just done. Then we can see his nightmares, how he dreams of her loved one getting murdered and his family suffering. That builds up on more guilt towards him. In this book, the author uses enumeration and numerous in high quantity of adjectives to create a visual imagery of the monster, so that it is more effective for the reader to create a picture in its mind about how the monster really is like. We can take adjectives such as lustrous black, that was his hair, and yellow skin, which are not characteristic of a normal human being. Another one is watery eyes. We can see that the monster is not like anybody else. Moreover, it uses a lot of description in his dreams. So, for the same purpose, to create a visual image on the reader, so that the reader that it is easier for the reader to understand what he is trying to say. The tone of the fragment is terrifying, and with a slow pace it makes it more effective.